had a good week, but I know some of y'all had probably a testy week. Because we all have those. Let's speak a minute on making time for a sabbatical. A sabbatical is a break or change in normal routine. To everything there is a season, a time and a purpose under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rend and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. Ecclesiastes 3:1-8. You see, normal means to conform to a type or to a standard or a regular pattern. But you have not been called to a standard or to be a part of a conforming generation. You have been called out of many things. You have been called out of sickness. You have been called out of anxiety. You have been called out of depression. You have been called out of what she said and what he said. You have been called out to make a change, but not only to make the change, but to be the change and to be the difference. You are not put on this earth to just exist. You are not put on this earth to experience a lifetime of pain. You are not put on this earth to carry everyone else's burdens. You are not put on this earth to carry everyone else's pain. Yes, at times it may feel like that's all you are doing. You may feel like all you are doing is hurting. All you are doing is carrying pain and burdens. You are going to go through things like this, but you have to remind yourself that there are greater things ahead. You are not put on this earth to experience change, but to be the change. There are going to be times you will go through different seasons. You are going to experience some different things. You will experience some highs and some lows. You may feel alone right now, but that will not last forever.
That's right.
You may feel like all hope is lost for your family and all hope is lost everywhere. And you think that just hope is not there. But there are still greater things ahead. There are things that are going to blow your mind, that is, if you let them. There are going to be different seasons, like spring, summer, fall, and winter, that will come and go. You will go through great and terrible, but just as the seasons, this too shall pass. The enemy is going to fight you as hard as he can.
That's right.
Tooth and nail. You are going to begin to, you're going to go through life and be like, I don't understand why God is making me go through this.
Right.
But he is doing it for a purpose because it is better in you for what is ahead. It is better in you for the things that are going to take place before you and not the things that took place behind you.
Right.
The devil's going to go to town in your life if you let him. He will take the little pieces of you. You may feel as though the little pieces, they're not a big deal. You may feel as though they won't change anything. But if you keep those things bottled up that the devil's been hitting you with and don't address them, you'll begin to experience a change, and it won't be the change that you are looking for, but instead of a change in the opposite direction.
That's right.
You will begin to feel a shift in your spirit, but not one that will be pleasant. You'll begin to feel down. You'll begin to feel empty in the spirit. You might feel as though your prayers are going nowhere, as though you are stuck spiritually, neither moving forward nor backwards, because you have allowed the little things to reside in you. You have allowed them to move into your house. This has become more than a sleepover because now they have unpacked their bags.
Come on.
They have made themselves at home. They're not going to move out until you kick them out. They have become like termites, eating away at everything that you own. To get rid of termites, it requires extermination.
That's right.
Exterminate means to get rid of completely, usually by killing off. It's time to begin an extermination process. We have got to stand up and begin to fight back and kill off every attack of the enemy that comes our way. We cannot just stand back and allow the enemy to eat us out of house and home. You have got to declare the change. Declare is to make formally known or officially. We have got to make our minds that we are tired. Tired of the hurt, tired of the lonely nights, tired of the doubts, and tired of the dark nights, tired of the fear, tired of the depression, tired of crying, tired of feeling empty, tired of the feeling of not enough, tired of the suicidal thoughts, tired of the self-pity. You go around and you're like, oh God, It's another bad day. It was bad 5 minutes of my life, and I'm gonna let it ruin the rest of my day. But
Lord.
you're just tired. You're tired. Sorry, I lost my spot. Tired of not seeing a turnaround. Tired of watching the clock not moving. Tired of the drought. Tired of not being able to receive when the waters have been troubled. You have gotten tired of watching everyone else get their blessings while you just stand there and get nothing.
All right.
Might be because you're not moving, but that's no subject.
Come on. Preach.
It's time that we stop playing footsie with the devil. It's time that we stand up with for ourselves. It's not time to flirt with the enemy and run off and laugh like it's cute. This isn't middle school. Playing with the enemy is dangerous. The more you play with the enemy, the more you will become entrapped in his schemes. He is tricky. He will trip you up. So if you keep coming back to play with the little bits of it, I mean, you can't say you're done and keep making compromises to see him.
Come on.
For this season, you're going to have to walk in a godly mind. You're going to have to put out the old, be ready to make room for the new to come in. You're going to have to clean house. There must be a preparation taking place. You need to be ready to go forth and stop looking at the things that are behind you, because the things that are behind you are no longer any importance to you. Forget about it. Because as soon as you give it to God, He forgot about it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Be ready for some mind-blowing experiences. But you're not going to experience any mind-blowing things unless you step out. You have got to step out of the boat.
Yeah.
Right.
Because like Peter, if he would have never stepped out, he would have never known that he could have walked on the water.
That's right.
And he could have stayed in like the rest of them and be like, oh, it's storming, I ain't getting out of the boat. That's crazy. But we have got to make up our mind that, so what, I lose friends. So what, my boyfriend breaks up with me. So what, my girlfriend breaks up with me. So what, my family don't act like they love me.
Come on.
So what, I don't have a mama. So what, I don't have a daddy. I've got a heavenly Father. Ain't that greater than anything that we could have?
Yes.
Right.
But y'all have to, you gotta open your eyes. I mean, you can't sit back and be like, I don't understand. God don't love me because He didn't give me a mom. He didn't give me a dad.
Come on.
My boyfriend broke up with me. Must mean I'm gonna be alone forever. But in order to see the change, there are some things that you have to begin to do. You have got to clean up how you have been acting. Stop talking about every single person that passes by you. Stop going out and doing the stupid things with your friends, because we only live once.
Oh no.
Stop saying, oh, I was straightened up in a few years. Stop smoking the blunts. Stop drinking. Stop living the high life. Stop sleeping around. All to make yourself look cool. You're not going to think it's cool when you're up in a hospital bed because you did something stupid.
Amen.
Your family's not going to think it's cool when you're laid up in a casket. And you sure ain't going to think it's cool in hell.
Ooh.
Pray and become spiritually minded. You've got to begin to pray and seek God and begin to cry out to Him like you have never before. Begin to talk to Him like He is sitting beside you. He loves you and He wants to hear you crying out. He wants to hear how your day went. He wants to hear how you were feeling. He wants to tell you. He wants you to tell Him what you have been struggling with.
Right.
Cry out to Him. Ask for forgiveness. Pray about that job. Pray about that test. Pray about those friends and your family.
Right.
Pray for your enemies.
Ooh.
Yes, pray for your enemies.
Right.
Because whenever you begin to pray for your enemies, you'll begin to see the change in them. Either they're going to start acting different, or you're going to start feeling different. That hurt that you have built up against them and all that anger, it's going to fade away, and you're going to have this love. And you're going, I don't understand why I love them. Like, God, I ain't supposed to love them. But you will see it change. Read your word and draw closer to Him. Begin to read your word. You say it's hard. You say, I have a hard time reading. I get sleepy when I start reading my Bible. You don't understand. It's big words. Begin to read a little at a time, and it will begin to make sense. You begin to desire to read it and long for it. It's hard. It will be hard at first, but as you keep going, it will be easier. If it's too hard for you to read, listen to it. There's audio Bibles. You have a phone, and if you don't know what the word is, ask Google. Look it up. if you're coming up against the devil and you don't have the word in your heart, you're not going to have the words to feed back at him.
That's right.
You're not going to have the fighting words. You're not going to be able to say, oh, I know what my word says, because you're going to be like, oh, I didn't know what that word meant. Maybe if I read the Bible and looked it up. You can't just live off the scriptures that you've heard in church.
That's right.
Stop playing with the enemy. You have to stop playing church. You can't keep saying, okay, God, I'm going to be done this Sunday. And then Monday, make little compromises to go play with the enemy again. You have to make up your mind that you're done straddling the fence. That you're done being in the lukewarm state. Begin to make up your mind that you want God and God only. If you lose friends, you lose friends. But guess what? Whenever you begin to obey God, those friends that you lost, God will replenish them.
Mm-hmm.
You begin to get better friends. Those that will pray for you. Those who will love you.
Yes.
Those that will care for you. Stop claiming the enemy's lies. The lies that the enemy puts in your mind. Stop claiming the fear. Stop claiming the depression. Stop claiming the doubt, the confusion. Because as long as you are claiming what the enemy is feeding into you, he will continue to feed you more of it. When the enemy says that you are something, you need to stand up and say, I am not that. And when the enemy says that you are not something, you need to stand up and say, I am that. And you need to begin to claim the promises of God and stop listening to the Father of all lies. Here's a big one. You gotta stop listening to what others have to say. Stop listening to what your friends and family say. And stop listening to what they say about your destiny. You are not an outcast. You are not unlovable. You are not ugly. You are not fat. You are not unimportant. You are not unwanted. You are not a mistake. You are not a nobody. You are not worthless. You are not dumb. You are not uncared for. You are not what anybody says you are, but what God says you are.
Yeah.
What He has called you to be. So don't you dare listen to the predetermined labels of destinies that others have put on you. You will live and not die and declare the works of the Lord. Stop giving the enemy credit for everything that goes on in your life. It's okay to acknowledge that he's attacking, because we all know that he attacks. But don't pray for the Lord. Don't say, oh, yeah, the devil got me again. That's stupid. He's going to keep coming. He doesn't need the credit. God allows things to happen in your life to see how well you would trust him. This is a test of your faith. What you don't understand is the sabbatical can take place now. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait 6 months, a year. I mean, some of us have to, because that's what God wants to help us to grow. But if you begin to make up your mind, hey, I'm going after that, then the things will begin to fall into place, and you'll begin to say, oh, I see God. That clicks now. Say there's no more confusion. That is not of God. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. 1 Corinthians 14:33. No more lonely nights. You are never alone. Never will I leave you nor forsake you. Hebrews 13:5b. No more anxiety and fear. I have not given you the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. No more doubt. When he asks, he must believe and not doubt, because he who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. James 1:6. No more sickness. By his stripes we are healed. Isaiah 53:5. No more listening to what others have to say. You are not what others say you are, or what the enemy says you are. It's time for the change to be made. It's time for the difference to be made. It's time to throw away the past and look forward to the future. It's time to stomp the devil, and it's time to move forward. It's time to get off your lazy butt and do something about it. And about that thing that has been bothering you for so long, I think that God's been laying on your heart, the thing that you need to give up. You know, those friends that you need to give up, but you keep holding on to. But it will never move if you remain in the same spot and never do anything about it. You've talked about it for so long, why don't you actually do something about it? You will not get through until you begin to press through. It does not matter how many times you say you won't out. Until you begin to fight and push your way out and do something, it will not change. You're going to have to fight, and you're going to have to declare a change. It may not be changing at this moment, but once you start to claim and once you start to pursue God, those things will begin to change. You're going to have to pray. You may not feel like praying, but you're going to have to push through. You're going to have to push things out of the way to make time for your life to fight the enemy. Because this is not a game. The enemy is real, and the fight is going to be hard. You will get tired, but don't give up, because that's what the enemy wants you to do. Devote yourself to the Lord. Declare the word. Pray. Remind the enemy that he has been defeated. Send him back to hell where he belongs. Don't take the jump that he throws your way. You have a relationship with the Most High. That's why he's been fighting so hard, because he knows that you pose a threat to him. He does not want you to get closer to God. He wants to see you hurting. He wants to see you struggling. He does not want to be your friend. He does not have your best interest in heart. But your Heavenly Father does, as he has had this whole thing the whole time. This whole time that you have felt worthless. This whole time that you have felt like nothing. He has been waiting on you to call on him, because as soon as you say, God, I need your help, I cannot do this on my own, he will show up. He will not only fight for you, but he's going to fight with you. And you are fighting the enemy with your Father on your side. There will begin to see changes in your life, in your home, in your health, in your relationships. Things will begin to look up. This is not the end. Just stand up. There's a sunshiny day coming. Every storm ends. You better get ready, because yours is about to end. You're about to see things happen that you thought you'd never see happen. People will come around that you thought you lost. Your sickness will begin to get better. Depression will begin to fade away. A peace that passes all understanding will show up and blow your mind. Anxiety will be no more. The things that people say will roll off your back, because you have the Lord on your side. You better get ready. There are greater things waiting for you. Are you ready for a sabbatical? If you want to see a change in your life, I want you to come up here and get in the crowd to God.